I hit the go live button, everybody, and we are live.
Okay, we go let's play a little bit. Did you guys hear it? Russ is cracking up.
Yeah.
Garrett's here.
Hi, Garrett.
Yes.
Wow, that was worse than Trepper's rant.
I wish my band had been or something like that.
There's the reaction. All right, everybody, welcome in. We have Avengers Endgame this week.
Yes.
So going around clockwise, we have Howard the Duck. Wow, he changed it up on us. Howard the Duck.
He was there.
Nice.
Howard was fighting. Howard was fighting in the end.
We have Kenzie, and then we have on your left Russ.
No, I changed my name.
I miss Loki. Oh my gosh, I can't keep up with all this name changes. All right, so let's do a quick chat check. Welcome in, Garrett. Good to see you. Hello,
Russ.
Billy.
Hello, Russ.
Well, Russ is sitting right across from us.
Russ is in the
Russ
is in the house.
Hello.
Yeah.
Love it.
Russ is literally in the house.
So welcome in, Russ. Alex, the filmmaker, welcome in. Tony, Phantasmic Chronicles, good to see you.
And Matt.
Matt, welcome in, Matt.
Can I get my muffin, Matt?
Oh, why do you keep saying that?
We got to watch that. I love that Kylo Ren skit. It is so funny on Saturday Night Live.
So what do you want to do first? Should we let Trepper get his rant out real quick?
No.
All right.
No.
Is recap?
Uber Russ
Are
did
you still writing it?
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I have 3 questions.
Wait a minute. We're just jumping right into it. Let me just say.
I have 3 questions I need answered before this is over. So we're not ending until I get those 3 questions answered.
All right.
What did you want to say?
I wanted to say I loved how this movie just brought everything full circle and wrapped it all up with a nice little bow. And I know we lost a couple of characters, but that was the sacrifice they were willing to take.
Usually you have your guests say what they think about the movie first.
I'm coming in as the person who's never seen any of it before. I just wanted to give my opinion on it, and you guys, and Tracy's still working on his.
All right, we'll go to Russ.
Okay, Russ.
What did you think about the movie, Russ?
It's good.
Okay. I miss Loki. What do you think?
The guy who has like the strongest opinions about the movies versus the comics says it's good.
Can you elaborate?
No, I liked it. Now I'm still a bigger fan of Infinity War.
Oh, I am.
Oh, really?
As far as the movie goes.
Yes.
But it is fun. I mean, the whole time heist thing is fun. It's an interesting thing, and it, that's how it all comes back around, and that's how they all fix it. Now going with the comics, it's way different from the comics, which is totally okay with me. I mean, there are things that happen that are similar, but it's totally okay with me. We didn't have as much Captain Marvel, so I'm okay with that.
She had about maybe 5-10 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, and it was just her fighting, which was fine. So I mean, again, I liked it as a movie. It was a great movie, and I mean, it is probably the best comic book movie. Infinity War and Endgame together, just it's just amazing. So
yeah. Kenzie, you're up. Because Trevor
Oh.
still looks like he's writing.
Trevor has a lot of opinions, and I don't like those opinions. So I'm
Well-
gonna take a break when he has his opinions.
Did you see what Tony said? He was waiting at the house.
I
early
know.
on.
Sorry, Tony, we missed you this morning. Sorry.
I think this is a great movie. I remember the anticipation of having to wait an entire year?
Week. I had to wait a week.
Yeah,
You
you had to
didn't have to wait a
we had to
week,
wait an entire year for us to get answers for Endgame. So I remember the anticipation, and I mean, I think it all was worth it. I love this movie. I think it's really great. Time travel hurts my head, hurts my brain. I mean, and that's kind of funny considering the fact one of my favorite TV shows used to be Doctor Who, which is a show based on time travel, but whatever. Time travel just hurts my head, so that's my least favorite part about this movie. But overall, I love seeing all the characters together. I love all the great little feelings I get at the end.
Yeah.
And overall, I think it's a great movie. And I don't like Captain America's ending.
Okay, am I causing the
What's causing the feedback?
feedback? Is that me?
No, I mean, I don't know.
You hear it? Okay.
I mean, I hear it every now and again, but it's not.
It's not bad.
All
Okay. All right. Okay, are we ready to go to Tracy yet? Are you ready?
Are we ready?
It looks like he's done writing.
Let me get the timer.
What is your overall opinion there, Mr. Tracy Glenn?
Great movie. Great battle scenes. Great ideas on how they could do the time heist and how they, for the comic book timeline that they follow, that's great if that's the way they want to follow the time travel. The problem comes into is, and what they're saying is they actually talked to other physicists and said, this is how time would work. So what they say is,
Should I hit the button?
you can hit the button all you want. So they say, I'm currently sitting here. If I go back in time, that's my current present. So me sitting here is my past. So me going back in time was not going to change anything with my current time. There is no destination. There is no 100% loop. There's not one timeline. Going back in time doesn't change what happens in your past. It happens in somebody else's past. So what they're saying is every time you go back in time and you actually change something, you're changing an alternative reality that you never come back to, because unlike Back to the Future 2, you don't come back to the timeline that you altered. You go back to your original timeline. So with that in case, and when you have the same fact when you're looking at it, and everybody was saying, oh, no more Black Widow, Black Widow's dead. Yeah, once you've introduced this timeline narrative, all right, Nebula dies in Infinity War, not Nebula, Gamora dies in Infinity War. Then she shouldn't have been able to come from 2014 to 2023 because she's dead in 2018. But
She was already there.
Right, but what I'm saying is they're bringing Gamora out of 2014, dropping her in 2023. So if you look at it and you go say, okay, if I want to save Black Widow, all I do is I get in my time machine in 2023, go back to 2012, tap Nat on the shoulder as she's coming off the elevator and go, hey, come with me. Zoom, boom, I'm back. Now all of a sudden we got Black Widow back. Or you go back in time until, hey, Nebula's going on this back in time heist just before she jumps in, so she doesn't figure out that she dies here. She goes, hey, before you get on that, come with me. Boom, back, now all of a sudden she's saved. Technically, there is nobody you can kill in this 613 Marvel Universe, 616 Marvel Universe, because all you have to do is do what Tony did or do what Captain America did, go back in time, grab a hold of him, and then jump to the future. Right? Nobody can explain the way that they explain this. Nobody can really ever die in the 616 because all they have to do is jump back into a time before their death, hold on to them, and then jump to the future.
It's not the same. That's not the same person, though.
But here's the thing: all of a sudden, all you have to do is go back to the moment they died. Go back to the moment, or because if you die prematurely, like Black Widow did, all you have to do is go back to right before she jumps onto that platform to go back in time and say, you're not going. So the only people that affect as far as their time heist is an alternative line that you're not jumping to. Correct?
Yeah, but if Black Widow doesn't die, the universe that they're in, they don't get everybody back.
No, it doesn't make a difference. That doesn't make a difference because if you go back in time, which is now your future, and pull Black Widow to your present, which is now your future, nothing is disturbed in the timeline. Period.
Watching
Nothing.
this is not fun.
This
This is not fun.
Huh?
This is not fun. Like
This is
you.
not fun. But what I'm saying is the way that Marvel Universe, the way that this Marvel Avengers Endgame introduced time travel, totally defeats premature death. Captain America dies as an old man. So you can't but realistically, all they have to do is Falcon jump on that little platform, go back to where Tony jumps in time, all the way back to 1945 and say, hey, listen, buddy, I know you just met so-and-so. Boom. Jump back and forward. Jump back with me. Now all of a sudden we have young Tony again. Or young Captain America. All you have to do is tap Tony on the shoulder. Hey, before you make that snap of your fingers, come with me. Hold on to him. Boom. Everybody in that timeline that Tony snaps his finger, they lose the battle, but you're going to pull them into your timeline, which has already been taken care of and defeated.
Yeah. Hello.
The way that they explain time in this movie doesn't help.
No,
And now I'm getting told by my wife that it's time to wrap it up.
Hello, Darian and Chuckster.
Well, welcome in, Chuckster. Welcome in, Magnificent Germany with Darian and Milt. Welcome in, Mike Wheeler. Thank you for being
not
here.
allowed to rant about it anymore.
So there is.
I only have one more rant to go, and I'll wait until the end.
Okay.
There is a deleted scene in the deleted scenes that explains the time travel a little bit more, but the directors cut it because they thought it was way too complicated. In the same thinking that you're thinking, Tracy, and I totally understand where you're coming from. But again, it's a comic book,
right?
It's their story, it's their plot point, it's whatever. They get to decide who lives and who dies, and that
Right.
Even the directors and the writers of the script don't agree on the timeline. If you listen to them both, they don't agree in time travel. The directors have one theory, the writers have another theory. They are not together on their timeline.
Well, and it's kind of why I think they put the whole joke about, well, your entire understanding of time travel is Back to the Future from it's
right,
that whole scene there.
Hot tub time machine.
That's kind of I think why they put that joke in there, because it's just whatever they want it to be. It's not it's not based in physics. It's a comic book, and so that's I think that's how they explained it. And it's okay, well, this is what happens and this is what happens. There's nothing now. My thinking, and they may play with this when it comes to the Doctor Strange movie in the multiverse. They may play with that and go back and try and save some people. Who knows? They may come back, but who knows?
I didn't have a problem with all the time travel because I didn't think about it that much. I just
Yeah,
looked at what it was.
Didn't think about it that much because you're not supposed to. With the
The only thing I did think about was when they talk about bringing that back, somebody's soul has to go to get that soul stone. So that's the only thing I was thinking is they're never going to get away with not losing anybody.
They're always going to lose someone there.
Someone's always going to get lost there because they have that soul stone. So.
Nope. I told you I'm waiting until the end.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Were you in the middle of something?
I was just telling my thoughts on the movie.
Oh, go ahead.
No, that's fine.
Go ahead. Tell your thoughts.
I liked the movie. I just didn't think it was. I liked Infinity War better than Endgame.
Yeah.
There were some issues that I had with the movie, which I'll ask and maybe we can get some answers to when we get into things. But overall, I think it wrapped it up. I didn't think about the movie in depth as Tracy did. I just took it for what it was. And,
No one's supposed to.
yeah.
Well, listen, if I'm watching the movie on face value and watching the movie as the way they take it, great movie. There's no doubt it's a great movie, great ending, great all-around movie, and explain how they get everybody back. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But you needed to find something to be upset about with it.
Well, here's a problem I had with the movie.
Okay.
I love
Okay.
time travel movies, and they treated all time travel movies as crap.
Okay.
So you were personally offended by the movie.
As far as that goes, as far as the time travel aspect, yes, I did.
All right. What were your problems or
So
questions?
number one issue I had with the movie was at the end of Infinity War, Thor threw Stonebreaker at Thanos. The stones couldn't stop Stormbreaker. It got through and it hit him. It got to him, right?
Correct.
In this movie, Thanos doesn't have any of the stones, and yet he can resist Stormbreaker. That doesn't seem like a very when Thor throws Stormbreaker at him, he can resist it. That doesn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah, you're well again, you're going to Tracy's thing where different characters have different powers within the movies.
Right.
Which they do.
Yes.
I mean, in this one, Captain America is way much stronger compared to Infinity War.
Right. He's worthy enough of.
Yeah, Russ, stop staring at them. You're actually staring at the computer screen. I know you're trying to explain it to them. I'm joking.
Oh, you're talking about.
Well,
We're making eye contact.
Yeah,
It's
we're
not
looking
computer
at the
contact.
together, we were looking at each other. I don't think we looked at the camera once during that whole stream.
Who?
True.
When
Oh,
we
yeah,
were
that's-
doing
I'm
the
only messing around. I don't care. So here's the thing. You also got to remember is one, the Thanos that you get in Endgame is also 9 years younger Then-
Good point.
than what you have in Endgame. But then again, Thanos is supposed to be ancient. I mean, he's supposed to be even older than Thor. So 9 years shouldn't make up is nothing but
Right.
a day or
It
two to
doesn't
watch.
mean a drop in a bucket.
Correct. So I mean, realistically, when you're looking at it, why is he a lot stronger in this movie? I don't know.
Yeah. But that goes with what we've been saying about the characters, how their powers differ
Right.
movie to movie.
Correct.
Right.
From movie to
And also,
movie.
too, 'cause, Thanos, his motivation has somewhat changed here because he's taking it personally. And
Right.
He's
Right.
fighting a lot harder than he has in any other movie.
Yeah.
In any other movie, he just knocks you over and you're done.
Yeah.
And so he's really fighting now, and so he is dodging. And actually, this is the first time you actually see his fighting style.
Right.
So
I mean, you've seen a bit of his fighting style with him beating up Hulk.
right,
But,
but again, it's just short lived, and it's just
right. Now, me personally, I mean, one of the biggest things I don't like about this, and I hate to say it, is I think Professor Hulk is stupid.
Oh my God, I agree. I don't like Professor Hulk. He pisses me off.
I don't like the way they portrayed him in the movie.
Why? What didn't you like about it?
Like he wasn't Banner anymore.
He wasn't Banner and he wasn't the Hulk. You got to
He wasn't
remember.
the Hulk.
Well, that was the whole point of it. He got got the best
I
of both
understand
worlds in
that.
his mind.
What makes the Hulk a good weapon?
Because he's angry.
Right.
Because he doesn't think.
Yeah, he wasn't a good weapon anymore for sure.
Yeah.
No.
When you think about, like, when they jumped back in 2012 and he was like, and smashed something, and you see him go, oh, hit the car. Once you start thinking about something, just like when you're mad, if you're mad and you're having an argument and you're not thinking, you're just going crazy, correct?
Mhm.
We've all had that, right? but you know what I mean? When you're mad and you're going at it, you don't have that thought process. You're just mad.
So
that's Hulk.
him having the physical body of the Hulk doesn't make him as strong as the Hulk, because the reason the Hulk was so strong was because he was just so unconditionally angry.
Correct.
But he can put away the food, though.
Oh, he can put away the food.
Yeah.
Did you see that buffet he had in front of him?
Did you see that bowl of eggs?
Ohana eggs right there. That was a big bowl of Ohana
It
eggs.
was a big bowl of Ohana
So
eggs.
am I the only one that actually likes Professor Hulk?
I like Professor Hulk.
I don't.
I did. I liked him.
Because he is. That's exactly how he is in the comics.
Right, but
he's got the strength and he has the brain power. So you've got Bruce's mindset, but then you've got Hulk's body. So, Bruce was always the weak one. He was always the one that just stood back and waited and thought things through. And yes, he can use his power now. But again, I think that's why I like him, because he's Bruce, he's got Hulk's body.
Yeah. I think he's funny. I think he's a funny character. Tacos, that was just hilarious.
I loved it when he was in the restaurant and those kids wanted to get their picture taken with him.
The restaurant scene, the taco scene, and when they tell him, maybe you should smash some things, along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think that's hilarious.
I also loved when they were testing out the time travel for the first time, and he's like, "Yeah, you'll be fine." I don't know.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Personally,
Somebody peed my pants. I don't know if it was young me or old me or maybe.
I like the Hulk. Don't get me wrong. I like Professor Hulk, but I prefer if they treated Professor Hulk like if he gets angry enough, Professor Hulk loses his mind and just goes nuts and then just goes crazy and he grows into real Hulk.
It's a complete shift from what we had in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Where Hulk is the Hulk smash. Hulk is he is smart. He's smart enough now because he's got Banner too. But and again, this is where in the comics that's the total shifts happen in the comics. And I get it. And again, it's now he's supposed to be smart Hulk. So
Yeah.
I mean, when you have somebody that doesn't think and just does, I mean. Don't point at me.
Hi, Mr. Willie. Welcome in.
Mr. Willie, welcome in.
I find that when you think about it, if you have a job to do, if you have something that's tough to do, if you don't have to think about it, you just do it, you're a better weapon.
Yeah.
Once you put a thought behind it, you have to start thinking about what you're doing and you put yourself in there, you're going to start second guessing yourself.
That's why Bucky was a good weapon for Hydra.
Correct. He didn't think. He did. Correct.
Of course, too, the other issue that I see too, of course, because you never see Hulk and Thanos fight again.
No.
And because I think that he knows better than to go fight Thanos.
Yeah.
After what happened before.
But then again, I think Thanos would have been in a position where he would have been the Hulk wouldn't have been easy to beat if it was pre-Snap Hulk. After Snap Hulk, you got to remember he's sitting there with that arm bandaged up. So it doesn't tell you if Hulk ever really heals that arm. If that snap ever really comes and takes him and heals that.
Yeah.
Scott, Matt was mentioning about the Professor Hulk makes the best tacos, and Garrett was talking about the spaceship landing and Scott Lang having taco blown. Yeah, and Hulk handed him some new ones.
Yeah, that was a good thing.
Love that part where he's just his poor taco flies away.
I love when Gamora calls Rocket, be careful, there's an idiot in the landing zone.
Yeah. Be careful upon entry. There's an idiot in the landing zone.
Yeah, I think
Hey, Jeff.
I love when Nat was like, I get emails from a raccoon, like nothing's crazy anymore.
Well, while we're talking, why don't we go around and tell about our favorite part, because we know what the least favorite part, the whole time continuum part. So why don't we start with Trepper this time? We'll go that way.
Part, Trevor?
Really?
Favorite part?
No question. My favorite part is Captain America holding Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Why can't you say the word right? Mjolnir.
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 He
I
holds
call it
Mjolnir.
the hammer.
Pew pew.
Mew.
And he called him. Once that hammer flies to his hand, and then when he finally says "assemble," and then you have that open, he's got the hammer in his hand, and he finally says "Avengers Assemble." That is the best part because you got everybody behind him.
I think that is the best part of the entire movie.
Yeah.
Seeing everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite
I think
part.
that's everybody's. So why don't we pick a second favorite part? Because I think that's everybody's favorite part. So why don't we go? Why don't you pick your second favorite part, Trevor? Because I think that's everybody's favorite part.
Yeah.
Good. That's a given.
I think Rocket and Thor on Asgard, and Rocket slapping him. Get it together, man. Are you crying?
Yes.
No, I'm not crying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm crying. I'm crying. Definitely crying.
Yeah, that's a funny one.
Yeah.
Kenzie.
All right, I've got like tiny ones. I love when they're in the battle and Thor and Captain America are both, using the weapons, and and Steve has Stormbreaker, and he's like, "No, you get the tiny one."
Yeah.
He takes Stormbreaker back and gives him Mjolnir. I think that's the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
And then I also love a lot of Rocket's interactions with people. I think Rocket's a really funny character. And I really love when Peter sees Tony again.
Yeah.
And he just hugs him.
Yeah.
I think that's a really sweet scene.
So Garrett's favorite is Captain America and America's ass.
Oh,
And
yeah. After he beats himself up. Yeah.
I also think that basically any scene with Ant-Man, gold. I love Paul Rudd. I love Scott Lang. I love the character. His acting. Ant-Man is one of my favorites out of all of them. So
Paul Rudd did a great job in this movie. He was serious and he was funny in this movie.
I agree. It was
that's
good.
Well, he has
When he saw his daughter for the first time, that was pretty.
he has such a major part in this movie.
Yes, he does.
he's the reason that they even think to do any of this, because he gets out, because a rat got him out of the
The quantum realm.
thing.
Yeah. What Russ?
So Ant-Man again is I think he's my favorite character, and maybe we can go around and say our favorite character for this movie. But again, I'm with Kenzie. Everything that Scott Lang has in this movie is great because it shows that he has a point. He has a place in the Avengers.
Yeah.
Before he was always kind of the one that just I'm here.
I showed up in Germany. Like,
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has a purpose now in the Avengers. The taco scene again is my favorite. I love when you first see Fat Thor.
Oh yeah.
And they're playing
Fortnite.
And Noob Master.
Yeah.
When he has to tell Noob Master.
Yeah.
There's another scene that I thought of that I really loved, and that's when Cap and Tony go back and they see Tony's dad.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Amazing part. Very back to us.
And then I love when they're back in the tower and they make Hulk take the stairs.
Oh yeah.
Posters.
I mean, there are several good spots. I mean, like I say, I also love when we see Hawkeye.
Oh yeah.
And this is a darker scene, but I love Hawkeye as the Ronin Hawkeye, and I just think that's a cool scene. It's a cool fight scene, and that's fun.
I love
But,
that.
What about you?
So I like the scene when all the women kind of pulled together in the a battle scene. I don't know who started it. Was it? I can't remember who was by themselves.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel gets the
Hi, Peter
gauntlet.
Parker.
Yeah. You got something for me?
Yeah, and then they're like, she has help,
Yeah.
and then they all kind of
You get all of the girls.
That
And
was
it's
pretty cool. And
I also-
Gamora was back. I like that.
I also love seeing Valkyrie in this movie.
Yes. Yes.
I think she's awesome.
Yeah. How about you?
I like when they went to New Asgard and they met. What died in here?
Yeah.
And
love
Korg and
Fortnite.
Meek are sitting on the couch, playing Fortnite.
Fortnite, yeah.
He's got all that. He's drinking all that beer and everything.
Yeah, and there's beer on the show.
And I also like the scene where Nat and Hawkeye went to Vormir too. I thought they did that really well
Which
too.
that actually was a reshoot.
Was it?
The way they did it originally, they were found out by some of Thanos's henchmen, and they have an actual battle.
Yeah.
And then she throws herself over during the battle. I just think that this scene, the way they redid it, was way better. So,
Right.
Hi, Tuna. Welcome in.
Thank you.
And the other scene that I liked was when Rhodey and Nebula were waiting for Star-Lord to come and get the stone. You know, when they were playing the music. Is he an idiot? Yes.
Yes. No, she said yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because she's usually very proper.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah.
and I love when at the beginning when Nebula and Tony are playing football.
Oh, football.
yeah.
That was a good. Yeah.
Was that
You
fun?
win.
Was that
You know,
fun?
which
Yes.
which
That was
all of
fun.
that was ad-lib, which I just think it's great.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that was good. So,
See, I really love how they made they gave Nebula good character development.
I agree.
I think they
So-
did a really good job with her. I really loved how she ended up. And I thought it was really interesting, the whole thing with like the older Nebula and the newer Nebula and all that stuff.
Yeah.
In the comics, Nebula is the turning point, same as the way in the movie,
Hmm.
to how they defeat Thanos. I mean, that is the way it's written, and I think it was cool. So yeah, I like how she had her new parts in it. So
all right.
And of course, when Tony says, "I am Iron Man," and he snaps,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
that's the sad part.
It's
I
sad,
love-
but
I just love the fighting in this movie. I think the fight scenes with Captain America versus Thanos, I think those are amazing. I think it's a little far-fetched with the fact that he's so quick to know exactly how to use Mjolnir. You know, like he
Yeah.
already knows how to flip it and use it and stuff like that. I mean, maybe that's due to the fact he's been watching Thor use it for so long. He just has instincts with it, but
yeah.
I think he did a great job, especially using both the shield and Mjolnir at the same time. I thought that was like really awesome, cool combo tricks. I really loved when Thor powered up Tony's suit to use against Thanos, like that kind of stuff. I think those things are so cool.
Yeah.
The team up stuff. Yeah.
So you want to go around favorite character? Start Russ. Go Kenzie. Russ, Kenzie. Trapper.
Okay. I mean, Ant-Man is my favorite in this movie. I mean,
Okay.
I think Ant-Man is my favorite. Of course, I'm a huge Captain America fan, but I think Ant-Man really goes over and above in this one. So
Yeah.
and he's hilarious.
Yeah. He's got a little good lines.
Mine
Mr.
is
Woody.
tie between Ant-Man and Rocket. I think Rocket does amazing in this movie. I think he's really funny. I love his new look with his new outfit and stuff like that. And I think Rocket was very crucial to the whole story. Not as much as Ant-Man, obviously. I think Ant-Man was just probably one of the most important characters to this entire thing. If he had not been taken out of the truck and all that, they would not have been able to do any of this.
Right.
And then so it's basically a tie between Ant-Man and Rocket.
Hi, Shelley. Welcome in.
I was gonna say, this movie does a great job of giving each individual character kind of their own spotlight too, because of the time travel stuff, and they
I
all
agree.
have something to do. There's not just one like background character that I think that's cool. So.
Has anybody seen an ugly brown van? It's on the battlefield.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, but you won't like where it is.
Yeah. Go ahead, Trapper.
Mine's Rocket. Rocket probably reminds me more of me. Not that Rocket, I'm as smart as Rocket, but Rocket is more of
Sassy.
he's the smart ass. Think about it. When they're building the platform, careful, chill. You're only a genius on this world. to Tony.
Yeah.
When he does the talking with Thor. He's a smartass the whole time there, and then when they're assembling the new gauntlet, they put the last stone in. What's Rocket do? Boom! That would be like if I'm working with someone or working around electricity, I'd be the guy I say touch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The smart aleck part of him is he's my favorite. Rocket has always been hilarious. So
yeah, he's great. And I think another character that I thought about. I mean, obviously he didn't play a really big part in this, but he knows everything. Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
When he tells Tony, "This is the one. This is the one correct timeline."
He knew what he had to do.
Make sure
I am Carlos.
Himself.
Yes.
So here's the thing: if you notice and the cool part about that is, if you notice the character development, not even the character, but the true focus that Benedict
Carlos wants to know if you're going trick or treat.
Carlos wants to know if you're going.
Welcome in, Carlos.
Man, I'm getting candy.
Hi, Carlos.
When Doctor Strange holds up that one finger, his hand is still trembling because
yes,
his hands will never stay steady enough for him to be a surgeon again. And so, and the commitment to the character, he still is shaking the hand. When you see that, and you can see it, I mean, that's how much these guys put into their characters and the character development and how deep they feel for these characters.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I liked Ant-Man the best out of all of them, but I also like Nebula. I thought
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I thought she did a great job.
Yeah,
And
nobody's picked Captain America or
no.
No.
This movie, Tony's awesome.
Man,
awesome.
I never really, and I know you guys laugh at me about this, I never really developed a connection with any of these characters to the point where the movie made me cry. It really didn't.
You watch little increments at a time.
Except for I felt bad about Black Panther, but I think it's just because he died in real life and it was just a waste of a life.
I tell you what, watching it today, that does hit you, knowing when you see him come on the stage, that's the last time you're going to see that man as Black Panther. That is tough.
And I know why you weren't able to create as strong of a connection.
Why is that?
Now, I don't know. Obviously, I don't think this is how it works for everyone, but you did watch these movies over a short period of time. We spent years learning
That's
these.
a good point.
Connecting with them, getting building the anticipation for what was going to happen in the next.
Yeah, I can see that.
So we developed that over years. You only had a few months to kind of get to know these characters.
That's a good point.
That's I think one of the reasons. You are also who turns off her feelings when she watches that.
No, because things do. I am a very emotional person. I was watching my kids play in their band thing yesterday, and I was crying about that because I'm like, this might be the last time I see them doing it.
What do you want?
So, you know what I mean? So, I don't know.
I think it might be because I remind you so much of Captain America too, and you hate me. You just can't make a connection.
Chris
Evans can't make pizza, okay?
He's a fool.
If I'm not mistaken, Chris Evans' costume's in Florida, so he could have been Chris Evans.
Today. Chris Evans could have been here. Jeff could have gone on a little vacation, and we could have had Chris Evans to talk to about this.
I think this movie, though, like a lot of this movie revolves around what Ant-Man does and what Nebula does. Like Thanos wouldn't know what they were up to if Nebula wouldn't have went back in time and then he didn't see the recording of the Nebula.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I know, Carlos. It's hard when you don't know. When and I also liked how Nebula and Gamora kind of pulled together. I like it when those two team up.
Well, the turnaround of Nebula from when you first see her, to when you see her in this movie, she's like a totally different character. It's almost like she was more machine, and now she's more human. Like
Right.
she's more.
She was a tryhard for
Yeah.
Thanos.
Yes.
You know,
For
she's got the
sure.
whole thing where she's like bowing down to him, and Gamora's like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, exactly.
Can I ask my questions before we run
Yeah,
out
go
of time?
ahead. Go ahead. Ask your
wanna-
question.
Okay, so when Hulk snapped, okay, they made everybody come back,
Yep.
right? Why did all the Avengers and everybody fighting come back to Avengers headquarters? Like, why didn't they come back to where they dusted? Why did they all come back
They
to
did.
Avengers
Because that's where they were needed.
But they did. You got to remember that when they made the snap, he makes the snap. And here's another thing from what I understand. When Hulk makes the snap, he also snaps. All the people that were dusted comes back in a safe condition also. So in other words, there's people who were snapped up in the middle of a plane. So make sure that they were snapped on the floor, on the ground. You know what I mean? So they don't come back in 3,000
sky. Yeah.
So what happens is they come back. Doctor Strange knows how it's going to end because he's seen the one ending that's going to work. And if everything goes well, he says, I need to get to Avengers headquarters. He sees his partner. What's the one guy's name? He sees Wong and tells Wong, get all the sorcerers together. We
When did
all
he do
need
this?
all these people to Avengers headquarters.
Right when they came back. Right after Hulk snapped, Strange immediately said, I mean, Peter Parker mentions it. He says Strange said something about how it's been 5 years and we have to go and we need to be back.
But how did they determine that they came out there? Did Doctor Strange make it so everybody came out there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So how did Doctor Strange even know about Black Panther though?
Remember how
knows-
out of the sling ring portals?
Yeah, but how did Doctor Strange had never met Black Panther at that point though?
It didn't. I guess it didn't matter. He didn't have to call them, right?
No.
He's
They-
seen
they-
it.
they
He's
knew-
seen it in his brain.
See, I got you all thinking.
Because when the snap happened,
He
they
thinks
were
too
still
much.
fighting snaps.
Right,
And so
but Doctor Strange was on Titan.
yes,
Well,
Black
yeah,
Panther and all
like
that
this.
were in Wakanda.
yes.
All he has to do is this.
That doesn't answer my question.
All right, so think about this. When you go back to Doctor Strange, the movie, he's on Everest. How does he get from Everest back to the sanctuary? He does the swing ring, opens a portal, right?
I understand that. Yes.
So he's on Titan. He takes his sling ring, opens a portal to Wong, tells Wong, I need you to get all the other sorcerers with their sling rings. I need them to get to Titan. I need them to get to Wakanda. I need them to get to nowhere. I need them to get to this place. I need them to get to this place. Somehow, Valkyrie gets a portal. She gets a Pegasus. She hasn't had a Pegasus this whole movie. So
Yeah, I don't know where the Pegasus came from.
someone had to go to New Asgard and then open up a porthole to get her Pegasus. So I mean, there's a lot of things, but the whole idea is that Doctor Strange, he's already seen. He knows, even though he's never met the Black Panther, he's seen him in the future because he can see his own future.
All right. I'll give you that one.
I was gonna say, I think you're asking that. How did they know to come?
How did you right?
And I think they just knew that they were still fighting Thanos. That it was kind of, they had to battle. When the portal opens, there they are. Let's go.
What's strange? Carlos, you just gotta watch the movie, buddy.
Yeah, and Jeff watched it and he's still confused.
Okay.
All right, what's
Another
your last question?
No, I
Oh,
actually have two more.
okay.
So Tony Stark built that hand thing to hold the stones, right? And Hulk snapped it, right? So at the end, Thanos actually had that on his hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Tony Stark took the stones out of it, how did he know that he was going to need his own to put the stones in?
So it wasn't a gauntlet. It was just part of this Iron Man armor.
So they fit right in the Iron Man armor?
Well, the armor is actually nanobots that
Yeah.
change.
Oh, and it worked around the
And
stones.
that's how it was able to hold the stones.
There
So
you
if they
go.
would have had the gauntlet, you think it would have been better?
I don't think so.
No,
Okay.
he's only human, right?
Yeah, again, that's the thing. He had the will, but not the strength.
All right.
Same way that Hulk had the strength, but not the enough, power to withstand the power.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Last one. Captain America, in the end, didn't understand that at all.
Oh yeah.
Why was he old?
All right, let me get the timer. Let me get
No,
Chad.
I need the 20,000 foot answer.
He's gonna give you a rant about it. Just letting you know, he doesn't like it. He's mad.
I just want to understand why Captain America was old at the end of the movie.
So
He went back in time and stayed with Peggy.
went back in time,
Yes.
but then rather than come right back, he lived his life
And came back later.
and came back, and he was just there waiting for them because he knew where they were.
He
But
lived.
he was still Captain America. So why was he old?
Because he still ages.
The only reason he didn't age is because he was cryogenically frozen.
He still ages like a normal person. It just takes a little bit longer. So it's not that he's not immortal. He does age. And
Yeah.
he does in the comics. It is exactly the same way that happens in the comics. He gets old and he passes the shield on the Falcon. That's the way it happens.
Okay.
Now Bucky also becomes Captain America at one point, but that's a different storyline as well.
So Bucky wasn't frozen.
Bucky wasn't frozen.
So why didn't Bucky age?
No, he was
Well, he was frozen.
But he
He
was
was
frozen
frozen
for a little
like
bit, but he wasn't as frozen as much as Captain
Well,
America.
because, again, it's the serum.
The serum, right?
The serum doesn't makes him age. Well,
Yeah.
Again, Cap went back to the 40s.
Yeah.
Went back to the 40s.
Sorry,
and then
Billy.
lived his entire life to the 2000s. So he would be in his 90s.
So you're
or
saying
his 80s.
the reason he's not old in Endgame when he's really Captain America is because he was frozen under the ice for all that time.
Yeah,
He was frozen in the
kept
ice
him-
all that time.
kept him from aging then,
Okay.
and so it was like he woke up when he was still in the 40s.
And he was only in his 20s or 30s.
Oh, see, I thought it was I thought it was
But I mean,
a
the serum kept him alive.
serum that kept him from aging.
The serum kept him alive, but he does.
All right.
He does still age.
All right, I feel dumb now. Okay, I'm done with all my questions. All right.
No, you're not. You're not dumb. It's just this
That's
is
not how you do a sentence. You don't go, you're not dumb, but.
no. You're not dumb. The way they handled the Captain America storyline is
Oh, wait,
dumb.
let me get my.
I agree. I
Okay.
agree, Tracy.
Because
I
here's
agree.
the thing. All right. So if you look at the Sorcerer Supreme's explanation, right?
Yes.
If you go back in time, or if you don't have the Infinity Stones, you have an offshoot, a branch that changes reality, right? So this is what we're gonna when we get the Loki series that's coming out on Netflix, you're not going to get the Earth 616 Loki. You're going to get the Splinter.
You're going to
Loki.
get the Loki that has no character development.
Right. You're going to get the evil Loki that you had in Avengers, the first Avengers movie. He's not going to have that character development with. You're not going to find the lovable, the one that went through Ragnarok issues.
I'm
You're
going to
gonna-
love Loki no matter what. I don't know what you're talking about.
So now, when Captain America goes back, right? He goes back to 1945. War's over. He lives his life with Peggy, right?
Wait a minute. I'm gonna stop you right there.
Go ahead.
So when he went back in time to put back the Infinity Stones,
Which is hard to do anyway, because here's the thing, right? He's going back. The Infinity Stones, when you look back at the Tesseract, he has to put the Tesseract back. He doesn't have to put the Space Stone back. So how is the Space Stone going to be back into the Tesseract? How is he going to explain that this big square is now a rock? How is he going to explain that the Mind Stone is now this little stone and not in the scepter? How is he going to explain? How does he go back to more? How does he go back to Dr. Red Skull and say, I have to put this back?
this might make sense. Okay, so after he goes back to put the stones back, right?
Correct.
This was after he already put the plane in the ice.
Correct. All right. So here's
Breathe.
Yes.
He did put the plane in the ice to save the world from
Yes.
the Red Skull.
Yes.
But now he went back. So they were missing him, but he suddenly appeared. He all of a sudden appeared.
So his current self is still frozen in the ice.
His current self is still frozen in the ice, but he's
goes back.
so there's two Captain Americas at that point.
Right.
Correct.
Where's the other So they're going to discover the other Captain America, right?
Correct. So the whole idea is Captain America goes back to 1945, lives his life with Peggy.
This is exhausting.
From 1945 to 2023, right? There are two Captain Americas living at the same time. One from 1945 Captain America, who goes into the ice and is thawed out in 2010, is sitting there. That's why he's not around for all those years. So now you have this 2023 Captain America going back to 2040 to 1945 and sits on his butt and does nothing between Korea, Vietnam, 9/11. But all of the stuff that happens in the world, Captain America goes, well, I can't do nothing because I'm really frozen in America. That's not what Captain America would do. So you can just imagine, if you're looking at that, if that truly happened, Captain America going back in time, you can technically say you can do a Captain America show with what happens with that current Captain America that goes back in time and goes throughout all that other stuff. It's just strange. So realistically, when Captain America kisses his niece in one of the
let's
movies,
not talk about that.
All right, let's not get into that part.
His niece or her niece?
What I'm saying is, if Captain America was going to go back to the same timeline, the 616, if he has to get to Earth 616, he doesn't live on the current 616 timeline, that the way that the Sorcerer explains the splinter timelines.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. It's just as confusing in the comics because there are so many different storylines.
And that's why
rewrite. And like you're saying, the 616 Earth, you've got Captain America Ultimate, you've got, all these different variations. And so they're just pulling from all these things, all these storylines to create this movie. And that's why it doesn't make sense,
And I understand what they were trying to do. They were trying to show the natural progression. They showed the death of Tony Stark. They gave the Tony Stark, the Iron Man storyline a good beginning, development, and end. They did the same thing with Captain America. You got to remember that at this point in time, the actors who are playing these characters need to move on to something else. If not, they get typecast into these movies. Robert Downey.
Captain America that went back to put the Infinity Stones and spent the life with Peggy Carter.
Correct.
He was Captain America though.
Yes, technically yes. He has the suit.
But he did the things Captain America
He was futuristic.
He did the things Captain America would have done.
I don't think
Like
he did.
dressed up in the suit.
No.
He didn't. He stepped back as a normal human being.
So he let
everything in the world go on.
Even like 9/11 and stuff, like how could he sit back and let that happen in New York City? Like he would have stepped in.
Again,
It's a movie.
But again, he can't change the timeline.
He can in his timeline.
Well, he can in his timeline, but he can't in that timeline.
Okay.
That's where the time travel stuff is.
We might be overthinking this.
Yeah, I think so. I think it is. It's all overthinking it. It's you have to look at, and that's where I see it from a comic book standpoint. There's so many different variations. There's so many different things that could or couldn't happen.
No, and I understand why Billy's asking questions, and Tracy's doing a good job explaining it. I think because he messed my brain up a lot now too, and he's got me thinking. Yeah, that's probably what happened. So
I mean, realistically, remember when he's on the platform and Falcon asked Professor Hulk, "How long is this going to take?" And what's Professor Hulk say to him? He says, "For him, as long as it takes."
Yeah.
For us, 5 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
So when he goes back in time and he doesn't, I truly do believe that Bucky Barnes knows Steve's plan.
He knows when he says the line that they said to each other before he went to war.
Don't do anything stupid while I'm gone. And he says, I
How
can't.
can
And you're
I?
thinking all the stupid with
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bucky knows that he's going to stay, so he knows.
Right.
Bucky seemed to look that way.
Yeah.
He seemed to know to look towards the river or whatever where he was.
Correct.
He
Yeah.
knows that he's saying goodbye. He doesn't necessarily know what he's going to do, but
Yeah.
he knows that he's saying goodbye. So
He
And
knows
that
that.
makes me sad because Bucky has had such a sad life, and now he loses his best friend. I'm just sad.
Well,
I'm just
but
sad
but
for
now
Bucky.
see that's where his storyline will pick up with Falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
With
know.
the new show. It's
And again, Bucky and Falcon, they're not friends. They have to develop that friendship. So
Yeah.
that
they become
What
friends.
to do?
the show Falcon and what's the name of Bucky and Falcon show that's coming out
Winter
on Disney Plus?
Yeah.
I think you're going to see the development of the friendship that you see there.
Yeah. And Tina is talking about how that she thinks that future Cap could mess up past Cap's timeline, but again, past Cap is still frozen.
Yep.
And at the time that he gets unfrozen, he's still in the background, and he's older now, so he can blend in, I think. And he and Peggy can have their life. So that's not necessarily that he's standing out. So
Yeah.
he's become a civilian.
But that changes Peggy Carter's time.
Peggy
Yeah.
Carter doesn't get any of that development that she gets in the show that she has.
It does.
That's
Yeah.
the only thing that pisses me off.
So, like, if you look at Civil War, during the funeral scene of Peggy Carter, the funeral scene, people have said that the back left-hand corner of the scene, you have a guy in gray hair, one of the pallbearers. The talk was that actually is old Cap, where new Cap is at the front corner, old Cap's at the back corner. Is it true? Probably not. No.
I have to watch that now.
Yeah.
But that's how they're kind of explaining that the old Cap can be in the same universe as young Cap.
So I think the lesson of the story is these are superhero movies
Yes.
about people who
Yeah.
have powers from different planets. It's not supposed to be realistic.
So there's even here's another thing that I could throw at you. There's even another timeline where once Cap is unfrozen, he's not unfrozen by S.H.I.E.L.D., he's unfrozen by Hydra, and he becomes a Hydra agent.
And that's where you get the Hail Hydra in the comic books that they did. It's an alternate timeline.
So there are millions of things that could happen. It's crazy,
Right.
I mean, and that's where the elevator scene comes in, where where Captain America just kind of comes down and says "Hail Hydra."
Yeah.
That's
where that comes from.
that's where that comes from. I mean,
Well, they trust him so he can take, he gets them to trust him because he would only know that if he were in the know of it,
Tina, my head always hurts about when I think about the realism of this movie. You have to set it aside and just enjoy the movie for what it is. And then once I do that, and I can do that, I do enjoy this movie. It's a great movie.
I thought Back to the Future did a much better. Back to the Future did a much better
Time travel movie?
time travel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love time travel. Now, like when you look at it with the Doctor Who explanation of fixed points in time, you can't change fixed points in time. That makes sense. And in fact, I think that's where you look at what's the Rush, you probably know the movie, the Jules Verne, the time traveler Jules Verne.
Yeah.
He goes back in time to save the time machine. He always goes back in time to save his fiance from being killed. And every time he goes back, he realizes he cannot stop it because that's a fixed point in time. Nothing will ever change the fact that she's going to die. Think about this as far as like when you watch the Groundhog Day. In Groundhog Day, every day he goes and starts the day over. He tries to save that one old guy, and then it realizes when it comes to him that it's his fixed point in time to die. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
And Mom's right. Once the movie's over, she asks a single question and he starts overanalyzing. There's nothing wrong with analyzing a movie, but when you do it to the point where it's not fun anymore and it's just stressful and you can't enjoy the movie anymore, that's when it's not fun.
so Marie, if you were
answer that question, God.
realistically, and ultimately, yes. I mean, if we're getting into spirituality, yes, the ultimate person that determines your fixed point in time is God.
And yeah, and Mom said Harry Potter.
So
She said Harry Potter.
if we look at it, we were conceived and we were thought of by God, and we're going to be going out the way He plans us. It's just the way
Harry
it works.
Potter in the chat. Oh, no.
No, he's
Welcome in, Harry.
She's talking about how he analyzes Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We need cheeses. is what we need.
Jesus.
Where's Jesus?
Yes, Jesus is the one that determines the fixed point in time.
At least it determines whether or not we're going to have Popeyes or sandwiches and Cheez-Its and pretzels.
Well,
They
I
did
mean,
time travel. Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is that, like, even what Billy's saying in Harry Potter, they do fixed points in time, and they follow the timeline that they find that they use time travel the way everybody else in the cinematic universe uses time travel. They go back in time. The same thing that happens, like when Hermione throws a rock and hits Harry in the head. And the first time they go through it, he gets hit in the head. Why? Because Hermione in the back threw it and hit him in his head.
I love that movie.
This is a different stream.
Let's just talk about Harry
All right.
My rant's over. I'm sorry.
Potter. Sir, I think the only thing you've never overanalyzed is Star Wars.
Oh, I can overanalyze Star Wars
You
too.
overanalyze it, but you don't do it to the point where it's not fun anymore. You just know way too much information. But it's not you overanalyzing it.
Yes, Tina, we're in Florida.
Yes, everybody's in Florida. There's
Not
Russ.
Yeah, we're not. Everybody else is.
Half of us are in Florida. Half of us are in New York.
Can't you tell we got tan on the way from the airport? We should probably wrap it up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, that was mentally exhausting.
I'm sorry. All I say is I enjoy this movie. It is a great movie, great fight scenes. If you don't think about the time travel aspect and just sit and watch and enjoy the movie, it is a great superhero movie.
Right.
I agree.
Yep. I agree.
I was excited at the end when they were all going off on the ship together and they're going to go look for Gamora now, I'm feeling like. So
That's Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
So did Gamora vanish?
No.
When the
Gamora-
picture-
actually, she took off.
No,
She just
and
left.
actually, there's
Laura leaves on her own accord. She was not snapped. She was in a deleted scene. In a deleted scene, Gamora just takes off.
Because she doesn't know.
Yeah, she has no connection to them right now. At
But
this
she
point.
knows Nebula.
Well, she does.
She does, but she doesn't know that Nebula. The Nebula that she knows is the one who was shot by the future Nebula.
You missed the first time. You got them both the second time.
When she gave him a kick.
That's funny.
That was real funny.
So we have, like, in the future, we have another Thor movie. Chris,
Right.
huh?
There's a lot of Chris.
Chris Helmsworth says he's willing to play Thor until they're ready not to make him play Thor. So
He'll be in. Of course, he's got Thor: Love and Thunder coming.
Love and Thunder coming out, but he also plans on playing Thor until they no longer need him to play Thor.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
He's going to be playing Hulk Hogan though, and he's going to he plans on putting on a lot of weight to play Hulk Hogan.
But you know what?
That's what we need to find out. If Cass, Gamora, and Star-Lord are going to get together. If they're
I
going
think
to.
that's kind of the point of Guardians 3.
So Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is coming out, but that was on delay because the director was fired, and when they finally brought the director back, he was already committed to doing Suicide Squad. So they're waiting for the right director. So there's going to be a long pause between 2 and 3.
Oh.
So we have Black Widow coming out, which is a movie in the middle of the current timeline that we've already watched.
We've got WandaVision.
They got WandaVision coming out on Disney Plus. We got Falcon and the Winter Soldier coming out on Disney Plus. So there's always hope that they can.
Filming for the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show. Like, they're currently filming for it.
Come on, get onto my level here.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Tina, I'm excited about that.
But they were searching for Gamora at the end. You
Yeah,
see,
he
Star-Lord
was
was
searching
searching for Gamora.
And then he shut it down
They
when
shut it down
they busted him.
when
so.
Thor took over the ship, and he was.
See, but you also
That
got to
was funny.
remember.
Everybody knows who's
Gamora-
the captain.
That's a great scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, but the problem is Gamora has nobody that she knows because all of her allies even though she thought they were her allies,
They developed more. This is
Well, and everything she's known,
everything she's known is dust.
you know, Thanos is gone now, so she's got
Yeah.
her own life to figure out. So.
Yeah, because her and Star-Lord, I mean, they had that one little scene in the beginning of, I don't know, was it Infinity War, where they were kind of like in the ship and they're just kind of chilling and grooving or whatever. I mean, that's gone. I mean, she would have to get that all
Yeah,
back.
she doesn't. Well, she
Yeah.
doesn't even know the Guardians.
Yeah,
She
she'd
doesn't
have
know
to.
them yet.
She'd have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have
All
to
right,
develop all over again.
Like I said, this is my final thought. It was a great movie. Don't think about time travel. Don't think about, alternate realities. Just sit and watch and enjoy a great movie.
Are you telling that to your past self?
I was just thinking that, Kenzie. Which Tracy is talking?
Wait, did
I need
Tracy
to
go
say
back
that.
in time and
I wish I could. If I could tell the first time watching this, just sit and enjoy and watch the movie. Don't think about it.
Pretty sure we did tell you to do that when we first went to go see it, and then you overanalyzed it afterwards.
But listen, this is nerd talk. This is what we do. We do have to overanalyze stuff because if we don't overanalyze it, what the heck is the sense of sitting here and talking about nerd stuff?
We talk about the
it's
movies
been-
we like, and we don't overanalyze them to the point where we don't like them anymore. We just talk about the movies. Like, the point of nerd talk is talking about the fact that we like movies and what we like about the movies, not overanalyzing them.
have a
Okay,
good dinner, Tina?
Bye, Tina.
Bye, Tina.
We're going for dinner soon too.
Best thing I heard while watching this movie today was at the end of the funeral scene and Morgan's talking about hamburgers. I hear next to me, that guy there is a genius. And I look at Billy and I say, what did you mean? That guy is a genius because he created Baby Yoda.
Yep, he did.
There you go.
Yep.
He is a genius.
Oh, hey, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
So we never did actually even talk about the line "I love you 3000" either.
We didn't talk about much in this stream.
Timelines. We talked about
Talk
timelines.
about time
That's all we talked about. But I
That's
love
all right.
there are a lot of great scenes in this entire movie.
Yep.
That we could unpack, and we could be here for another 3 hours probably.
Yeah.
Right.
But yes, we are hungry, and we have a dinner reservation we have to make. So
Yeah, see, Shelley says, I like this scene. This scene was funny. This scene was awesome, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We could have done a more lighthearted one, but
Yeah, but we're nerds and
No, I'm not even gonna get into it.
So we do have one more. We've got Spider-Man: Far From Home next week.
Yep.
And that's on Tracy's channel.
And what's nice about this movie that's coming up, it explains the glitch. It helps explain what people have to deal with on the aftermath of both snaps. The one snap taking them all away, and the other snap bringing them back. So now we have.
oh, really?
Yes. So you see how the world's affected by what do they call it? The glitch, or the
Yeah.
whatever it is. So. I'm gonna like that. So, all right, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. So what does everybody have coming up? Tracy, we'll go round the circle here. What do you have coming up?
I am going to do not wasting time. I will do not wasting time this Thursday. I just have to figure out what I'm coming up with as a discussion.
Okay.
I got to be more prepared.
Yeah.
Hi, Anu. Welcome in.
Okay, Ken's, how about you?
I should be having my stream tomorrow. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow, so there's a chance I won't be able to stream.
Oh, you need to do it when you're under the happy juice.
I'm not getting happy juice today.
Good.
My face is gonna be numb. But
That'll be even funny too.
so I should be doing my stream tomorrow. If I do, I have no clue what I'm going to talk about. But when do I ever? So.
Love that chicken from
Then-
Popeye.
And then we don't have pizza stream this week because that was last week.
Mhm.
I'll probably be in Dad's chat or on stream depending on what I've got going on. Because I have
Okay.
a 4:30. So.
All right, Russ.
I am working on a vlog at the moment and probably going to vlog some more this evening. And I'm trying to get my vlogs up on Wednesdays now. And so look for that on Wednesday, hopefully. Saturday, I'm not 100% sure yet, but there might be a possibility, and I need to talk to you guys about maybe we can go somewhere on Saturday.
Okay.
And see what we could do. And I don't know what you guys are doing, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll
but,
hop on a plane and make my way down.
The who?
I'll hop on a plane and make my way down.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
That would be
I thought
fun.
we were at a park Saturday.
Are you?
No, I don't have a park
Oh,
pass.
didn't
Mm-mm. No.
Why did you-
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, just keep an eye out. You know, there's lots of fun things coming. So
Yep.
How about us? What do we have? We have Thursday. Wait, okay? So tomorrow
Sunday.
is Crop and Shop with Myers and the Mouse. I'm going to be at Magic Kingdom hanging out with them. We'll probably do some live streams this week, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Live crop and shopping, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah. So just, make sure you're subscribed to everybody and have your bell solid because you never know when we'll go live and where. So that's always fun.
And if you want to see our likeness, check out Monarch Moments tonight. I guarantee you that our likeness might be there somewhere.
Yep. Modern
Yeah.
Moments tonight at 9:00. Well, 9:03-ish.
Yeah,
9:04.
something like that, right? Yeah.
Maybe 9:05. Just stick around till they go on.
So, but yeah, then we have Dreaming with the Mouse on Thursday and at 5 Eastern, and then our Saturday morning stream. We'll have to figure out what we're gonna do for that. So,
Yeah.
and then we probably have a couple vlogs too
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah.
So, all
All
right.
right, everyone. Well, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. Great conversation. I cleared up a lot of things on my plate.
and if you missed anything, go back in time and watch it again.
Yeah.
But then again, if you go back in time and watch it, that would be your future, so it wouldn't be your present.
Yeah, what he
Wow.
said.
All right.
Woo! All right, guys. Well, thanks for being here with us today. We know you have a lot of choices, and we thank you for being here with us.
Sound like Southwest.
And you know what? What's funny is Monarch Moments is making himself out to be an angel. We all know.
Yeah,
Yeah. We know that's not true.
Oh, Shelly's really wanting some Popeyes.
I know.
Amy, if I
The
could, I
closest
would. I
Popeye is
feel
3
like,
hours and 45 minutes,
Yeah.
Shelly?
She lives out in the middle of nowhere.
Amy, I have like 2 classes that are in person. So I
Oh,
can't go down to, because if I only had online, you bet I'd be on my way down.
absolutely.
But I can't, and I'm sad.
All right.
Oh, all right, guys. Well, we will catch everyone in the chats, in the streams, and we will see everyone soon.
Bye.
Bye.